We're holding by Seif Ches. Likutei Moharan test Tefillah L'Chavokuk. Now, we're talking about eating and drinking, whereas your entire satisfaction from the food is only from the illuminations of the primordial letters that make that reality. So the Rebbe says like this: V'kol chacham pashut. What does it mean, chacham pashut? A simple, wise man. Pirush chacham levad, af al pi she'eno tzadik. Which means he's very wise, even though he's not a tzaddik. He can tell, what are the letters with which that thing that he's eating was made of, was created by. Because anybody who knows the force of sweetness and bitterness, and charifus v'melichus, and sharpness and saltiness. Shezeh merakech v'zeh maksheh. This one softens and this one hardens. Zeh magdil v'zeh maktin. This one enlarges and this one shrinks down. Zeh mekavetz v'zeh marchiv. This one squeezes and this one widens. But of course, for this you have to be, big boki in science, to know what are the koches that everything is made of. וידע ישחקוס האיסיאס שנחלקים שלוש אימוס amash. It knows the division of the letter. The way that divided to three imos, Aleph, Mem, Shin. That the Aleph corresponds to Sfiras HaKesed, and the Mem is Sfiras HaChochma, and the Shin is the Bina. And these three spheres are called Imos, the mothers, because they are the root to all the spheres that are under them. The Sheva Kfulis, and the seven doubles, there are seven letters. They can be used in two ways, sometimes with an emphasis, and sometimes without. There's a base and vase. There's the Gimel. We don't say the difference, but the Teimanim that have the original pronunciation, they do. There's Gimel, that's in Gimel. There's Dalet and the Zalet, TH. Dalet and Zalet, with the Dogesh and without a Dogesh. There's Kaf and Chaf, and Pei and Fei. There's also Reish that we don't know, and Taf and Saf that we do know. These are the seven spheres, Chesed, Gvur, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut. Sometimes they are working with Din, and sometimes they are working with Rachamim. The Shnei Masar Pshutos, and the 12 simple, straightforward letters. This is Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tes, Yud, Lamed, Nun, Samech, Ayin, Tzad, Kuf. These are the 12 branches that come out of the six Sefirot, Ches, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. All these, the fracking, really, the fraction of the letters, the way that they are, this is all from Sefer Yetzirah. All this, the Aleph, Mem, Shin, and the Imois, and the Kfulos, and the Pshutos, these are all the mysteries of Sefer Yetzirah. Sefer Yetzirah is the book that is built around the concept of creating a golem. Now, we all know, the Golem of Prague, we all know about the Golem of Gemara that they created, but that's not the Golem that Sefer Yetzirah was created for. You can create a Golem, a bodily Golem like the Maharal from Prague created. But that's not what it's made, it's not what it's made for. The Golem that Sefer Yetzirah is made for is a spiritual portrait, a spiritual entity that enables a person to accomplish spiritual inyanim, great feat. It is what you would call a virtual man. This is what the Golem is. Now you can put this virtual man in a material body. In the Maharal of Prague, that case was made of mud. Also in the Gemara, it says the Golem that once it's put into a material body doesn't have the power of speech. As the Gemara said that I don't remember who made him and sent to another Chacham. So he asked him a question and he didn't answer. He says, you're probably created by the Chaveira. He says, Shuv l'afach, go back to your sand, go back to become sand. But anyhow, Sefer Yetzirah is built totally on kavanos. It be totally on meditations. These are extraordinarily hard meditations, some of which can take 24 and even 48 hours of straight meditation, which in itself is almost a superhuman feat. If you want to find out how hard it is to meditate, for all you need to do, you can test it. What you can do is stop your brain from thinking. Don't think. You'll notice that you can do it for a split second, and then you'll have a thought, hey, I'm not thinking. Which of course means that you're thinking already. But you can visit that place. You can stop thinking for like a split second, but then you're back to thinking again.
You can't live there.
Through practice of going in and out, and in and out, and in and out, you're able to prolong the period of spending in this non-thinking state, which is the gateway to meditation, to the kavanas of Sefer Yetzirah. So, it's not, let's put it this way, it's not widely accessible. It's not easily accessible. Oh, it's tremendous. It's almost superhuman work. Anyhow, the Maharal of Prague could do it. They could do it. Anybody. It's like but anyhow, so you see.
Well, then don't do the meditation. This is something else.
Of course. This is also meditation, but this is a meditation for us, for every person. This is a meditation where you can converse with the Kodesh Baruch Hu and receive from Him without having to go into a meditative state. Because you have the tzaddik. Rabbeinu says, what do you have to worry? I'm going before you. What does it mean? What do you have to worry? I'm going before you. What does it help me? It's going before me. How can our tefillah go out b'chlal? It is full with machshavas and with confusions, and we ourselves don't know what we're talking about, what we're not talking about. We have no idea. But the point is that, as the Rebbe says in Torah Dalet, all the tefillahs are brought to the tzaddik, and the tzaddik cleans them. And when he's clean, he infuses them with amunah. Once the tefillah have proper amunah, then the tefillah can go up. So when you are connected to the tzaddikim, to the true tzaddikim in generation, and all the true tzaddikim throughout history, and especially to Rabbeinu HaKadosh, so your tefillah is like a little old lady that goes around with a walker, that steps into a 777, she can fly close to the speed of sound, without hardly moving a limb.
I feel it. Without even feeling it.
That's right. So but to be able to create new realities, Sefer Yitzir, you need to be able to. But the Sefer Yitzir is not just practical in Yonim. Sefer Yitzir is also a theoretical limud. Sefer Yitzir is an extraordinarily complex and deep limud. So the Rebbe says that any chacham pashut, in other words, it's just a chacham, he's a very wise person, even though he's not a tzaddik, that knows all these things. He knows which letters belong to which sphere, or 10 sephirot. He knows the propensity of every sephirah. This one is soft, and this is hard, and this is chule. By tasting something or seeing something, he knows and understands the combination of the letters with which that thing was created. Every single thing differs by its taste and smell and look. Everything according to the combination of the letters of Lashon Kiddush. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in His wisdom and singular will, weighed and decided that the letters, that these letters will create with them this and this. And these letters that will create with them another thing. These are the letters that sometimes you see a letter, a word in the Torah that is written, with a verb, sometimes without a verb. Sometimes that there is a specific letter that is missing, or is an extra letter there. And the Likutei that there is in the Torah. That everything everything is according to a very precise balance. That you add or you subtract according to the weight. That you have to add or subtract sometimes a letter or a nekuda, a vowelation, a vowel, in order to recalibrate the mishkal of Koyach Hashem. Everything according to the Chochmah and the Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because this thing was forced, was compelled by the wisdom and the will of Hashem Yisrael. That he will weigh out that many letters and vowels. And we're created with that power, with these letters, and with these vowels, that particular creation. Why? So it should have that taste, and that smell, and that picture. That look. And then he weighed that many letters and vowels, and different vowels. and he created something else with it. Should it have a propensity, nature, and smell, and taste, and a different look? Corresponding to those particulars. Every single thing in the world. Anybody who is just a chacham, a real wise man, he can understand all this with his chacham, with his wisdom. That he will know the letters in all double. But he should feel and indulge and enjoy the Rabbi's but just from the illumination of the letters. That's what he said about Boaz, Vayochel, Vayeshet, Vayit Ablibo, Canal. This is only possible for somebody who has brought perfection to Moshe Kiddush. He brought new shimmering, new glimmering, new lights into the letters and everything. The letters exist in everything. He is the one that can actually perform this. He will eat, will drink, into Libri. Now the Nosson re-explains this entire paragraph. On film, we don't have that. You don't see how clumsy I am, but I spilled the coffee. I apologize. Anything there?
No.
What?
No.
No, oh boy. I don't want it to dry. Yesterday I went home, leaving the sticking floor. Let's just leave it. Let's just go. Let's continue writing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. What can you do? And the Nosson explains further. Perish. It is through the wisdom and everything. Is there a towel over there? It is through the Chokhmah alone. You can tell the letters that are intrinsic in everything. When you know all these ideas, all these things. In other words, when you see something that it tastes sweet, like this coffee, the sweetness has the koich to soften. He knows from which sphere comes that propensity, this capacity of sweetness and softening, like from the sphere of chesed. Then he knows which letter is intrinsic in that thing. And the same thing, all the other things in the world. Even though he is such an unbelievably wise person, he does his beviel, that knows all this clear, that knows the letters exist in everything. And he says, you have to be completely fluent in Kabbalah. And you have to be a total Chacham in sciences and the Yesodis, Kamuvan Maskal. Anybody that looks at this understands that you're talking about, wise people with the intellectual capacity of ancient days. You're not talking about, people from today. People today don't understand, even the scientists of the olden days, how superior they were to the scientists of today. They think being the scientists of today know things that were not known then is because they're smarter. They're not. They're not. There are midgets that are standing on the shoulders of giants. If you put all the scientists of all the doors together, they cannot measure up to Plato or to Aristotle. They're Chochma Yavan. They don't even come close. You take all the sciences of today, they don't come to the angle of what Leonardo da Vinci could do. And his Chochma. And everything. He could do practically everything. He says, yeah, but he didn't know the physics that the physicists of today know. The physicists of today know because there were physicists before them that knew that. But so you're talking about a Chocham that will know all the Kabbalah and know all Chochmas HaTeva, will know everything. You're talking about an unbelievable Chocham. Kamuvan and Maskil, it is obvious when you take a look at what are the requirements in order to be able to tell which letters are in everything. You know how much you need to know to be able to discern all this. It is not possible for anybody to know all this unless he's an unbelievable sage, unbelievable Chacham in Kabbalah and in sciences. And even so, his eating and his drinking and his pleasure is just from the physicality of the thing. It's not from the shimmering of the glimmering of the shimmering of the letters. To reach that madrega, the enjoyment is only from the glowing of the oasis that exists in everything. It's only when you achieve the perfection of the holy language, of the holy tongue. That he was zocher to break down the taiva, to have intimate relations completely, and to perfect Lashon Kodesh. Until he brought brand new shimmering and illumination in Lashon Kodesh. And in other words, the letters that exist in everything, that are intrinsic in everything. The tzaddik that holds in this madrega, he's the one that zeches this. He doesn't feel any pleasure from any food and any drink and any pleasure in this world. Only ki'im mitznitzis ha'oisish b'chol gova. Ashayna. The only pleasure he has is just from the illumination of the oisius that exists in everything. In other words, that tzaddik lives and exists at such an elemental level that he only derives pleasure from the kedusha that exists in the world. What it is said, Umitzion Yisadeko. It says, Ish lecha yizacha mikodesh, Umitzion Yisadeko. It says in Tehillim. What is Umitzion Yisadeko? From the Tzion, he will, Yisadeko will be a Suda. She'es udos chayim ha'achilo v'ashtiya v'chol ha'tanugim, that the eating, the drinking, and all the pleasures will be from Mitzion the Siman Oisius. It will be from the marking and the symbol of the letters. That are marked and in every single thing. Because it is the taste and the smell and the form and the look. That is a mark and a symbol and a testimony for which letters are in that particular thing. What is it? That's the beginning of the pasuk. He will send your aid from Kodesh. Ezrecha. Zebchines, when Kodesh Baruch Hu says, Lo tov yisrael adam levodoi, Selo Ezra Kenegdai, right? Talking about Chava, right? So Ezrecha is Chava. So Ezra is talking about B'chinas Chava Rosh Kodesh. Zayishlach Ezrecha, the Chava will be mi Kodesh, from Kodesh, I know, Lashon Kodesh. So then, then your Seuda will be from the Tzion, from the Oisias that are in everything. Now the Rebbe is talking about another Bechina, which is even higher in this thing. Yishlach Ezrecha Mikodesh. The end letters of these words, Chef, Chat, and Shin, Soifet Teves Choshech. They make up the word darkness, which means when there's darkness, it's the time of sleep. This is the slumber. That's the Targum we spoke about. The way to perfect Lashon Kodesh is through Targum. When you elevate the good which is in Klipas Neighbor. And when you have that particular perfection, that your Suda, that your enjoyment will be from the Tzion, from the places that are intrinsic in every single thing. Ad kan Siman Ches for today.